You have a family, right? And they post pictures of themselves on the internet sometimes. Well, this is where some of those pictures tend to end up. The Ubisoft is massively using bots to increase engagement on Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows. We got proof of that too coming up. Every day I see more from Ubisoft. Don't ask me why everyone hates this company so much. Well, the reason why I bring up your family and why they post pictures is because I want you to take a look at this. They had to get these real pictures of people somewhere. They had to get these real pictures, okay? Now, I had a rule way back in the day, way back in the day. I'm talking like first Xbox live account, like 2000, middle 2000s. I'm talking like Yahoo Instant Messenger, early 2000s. I had a rule. No numbers in your screen name. None. I don't care if it's clever. I don't care if you're putting 0x0x in there or whatever. If you're like Liger 0 trying to be clever on the kid that spelled it out. No. Okay? No. No numbers in your name. For me, it was aesthetically unpleasing to see a name like, I don't know, you'd see like Sephiroth, then what's a series of Sephiroth, 31807, Sephiroth 45396, Sephiroth 88844. Yeah. It's like, are you number coding a Russian out here? Is this how Russians exchange information now? There's no more coding over the radio. Guys are meeting up inside of video games and Yahoo chats to exchange information through the code numbers in your screen names. No, that's what we call unoriginality, kids. That's unoriginality from way back in the day when you had an option, when there weren't 10,000 Sephiroths. Huh? That's why you see sometimes these ancient accounts flowing around, these ancient internet accounts from like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You'll spot them on a message board like, whoa, that's like archaeology now. You find like a post from around the time of like 2002, 2003. Find a post from somewhere, save that stuff, The message board that houses that is going to go down eventually, and they'll be replaced by bots. But as you can see, this is what's happening. We have WGMI Maury's here. I don't know how to memories. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong because I'm tired. I don't know. Anyway, they say exciting news for Star Wars fans. A leaked image from Star Wars Outlaws reveals the return of the deadly Imperial Death Trooper. These elite soldiers will play a significant role in Ubisoft's upcoming game. Set between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, you'll control Kay Vess, a novice scoundrel on a mission to pull off a grand heist for her freedom, rather. It was just going to be for freedom, but it's just her freedom. Her freedom. Remember how Han Solo was sort of humanized by he was kind of drugged by Leia and sort of Luke into doing things for other people outside of Chewie, outside of Jabba, who he had Greedo's gun to his head. You know what I mean? They had to humanize Han Solo because at first he was in it for the money, and then he had to stick around for other reasons. He had to actually get invested in it. Kay Vess, nope, it's her freedom. It's her freedom. If you're gonna go and like say that they're doing that, try to make him a hero about it, right? For her gang's freedom, for her family's freedom. And you learn their families is that doofy little dust mop thing. Nox next. I don't know what it is. Oh no, I've forgotten the name of the little monsters. Porg. It's the new Porg. I think heel versus babyface. I think Az calls it merch. That's just its name. Merch. Come here, merch. Mount up, merch. We're leaving. Let's go, merch. It's a terrible British accent. You'll have to excuse me. I've only practiced it 1,000 times in a mirror. But anyway, let's see. Explore diverse planets. Yeah, lots and lots of flat, endless terrain for you to drive endlessly on until you fall out of the world. Form alliances and build your reputation in a vibrant, open world. Very open. Star Wars Outlaws drops August 30th on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Can't wait for Ubisoft forward on June 10th to learn more. And this was posted back on the 5/31/24. All right, so we're far and away from that time. But you take a look at these bots that were just sort of recent that kind of cropped up in response to this. So, deadly Imperial Death Troopers are back. Exciting news for Star Wars fans. Exciting news for Star Wars fans. Can't wait to see these Imperial Death Troopers. Great news for Star Wars fans. Exciting return to Imperial Death Troopers in Ubisoft's game. Can't wait to see Death Troopers in action. That's music to a Star Wars fan's ears. Sounds like there's trouble brewing in a galaxy far, far away. Now, you'll remember I brought up your family earlier about them posting pictures and stuff, because you wouldn't be somebody that posts your picture on the internet. Least of all, like a bunch of YouTube videos, you could get my face from any angle you like. But let's just zoom in here and take a look at this. This is Isaac. Isaac seems like he's he's living that Instagram life. I think he's living that Instagram life. You got Jeepers here, Geepers 808 version 2.0. Ooh, wow. They even went and got this account verified. How about that? That's how you know it's not a bot. And there you go. You got all this gobbledygook here for an account. Look at that. And then Boyd Galbraith uses standard ape from NFT. And Rodney Buhlman. I believe that was a very poor choice of generated last name for an African-American man. That may have been... Unless the woman is Rodney. She may be Rodney. These are bots, you know. This is Julian. Julian is, once again, living that Instagram life. He's rocking that red dress. And Noah here. Noah looks like he's straight out of a Home and Garden magazine. But he is, again, rocking that Instagram life. Like, take a look at that. Look at that. There's Noah just hanging out with his nice flowing chestnut brown hair and his flopsy garden hat and his neato I'm tough his overalls there so to get soil and dirt all over his blouse before he goes in and makes dinner for his husband. Wait a minute. That's not a man. That's a lady. You think these bots are being careless? Let's go on and find more of these things, shall we? We only just stopped by the very toppity tip here, so let's take more. This comes from Master of the TDS, by the way, as you can see with the overlay here. Pirate Nation just spreading these around. More numbers. Take it out. Check it out. You can't take it out. You just check it. But anyway, exciting news for Star Wars fans. Exciting news for Star Wars fans. Can't wait to see the Imperial Death Troopers in action. That sounds familiar now, doesn't it? Exciting news for Star Wars fans. Can't wait to see the Imperial Death Troopers in action. Wow, there's a lot of people that are down for these Death Troopers. Who knew, man? Like, there's a whole Death Trooper, like, lover contingency out there. Strange you don't see all these people showing up to Star Wars Celebration in, like, full Death Trooper regalia. It's not like these robots are, accordions. And that guy, one of those guys figured out how to do that rolly bot that managed to deflect the Force. Yeah, that thing. They managed to do that. So why can't you guys do your Death Troopers? I mean, you're gonna tell me there's Paul Matthew doesn't have time to get in there. Roger Connors with his nice red dress. You got Rodney, another Rodney, here with his nice red Chinese lady. That's neat. May the Force be with them. Exciting news for Star Wars fans. Yeah, Dean Dodson. Ooh, Mr. Dodson. Exciting news for Star Wars fans with an Asian lady posting against the wall. That's neat. We got Larry Archibald. Larry has chosen my favorite of the avatars. There's Larry just there in his fur vest and plaid white shirt against a waterfall somewhere in inland China is what that appears to be. And, he's got his, again, long, flowing, chestnut brown hair here. Just great smile. I think he's got lip gloss on. Really, eyebrows on fleek, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Look at that. Larry. Good old Larry. That's a Larry if I ever saw one, right? That's a Larry. That's a Larry. Anyway, you got Kiana Brockmuller? Brockmuller. Brockmuller. Brockmueller. Brockmueller. Broche? Mular? That's not a real name. That isn't a real name. There's nobody out there named Brock Muller. Muller. Brock Muller. What is that? What is even a Brock Muller? That's where surnames come from, is what your great whatevers did. You know, that's where they came from. What? Hey, that's not a real one. Of course it's a bot. Making up names. Now they're making up names. They're stealing people's avatars and they're making up names. So you got Return of the Imperial Death Troopers. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh no, fake name weirdo. Kimo Sabi writes this. Just can't wait to see the Imperial Death Troopers back in action. Anthony Davidson saying exciting news for Star Wars fans. Another Rodney. What's Rodney sporting? He's sporting some horrific art. That's what he's sporting. Yeah, how about that? Looking like you painted that out of Elmer's glue. Fits the name. Rodney Elmer says, exciting. Can't wait to see those Death Troopers in action. And Antonio Flanagan. You're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding. Antonio Flanagan. You remember that commercial? You're a contradiction. You're Scotch Korean. You're a contradiction. You're Italian Irish. You're a contradiction. Imagine that dinner table. Holy. Exciting news for Star Wars fans. Can't wait for the return of the Deadly Imperial Death Troopers. Wow. A Flanagan 557. That's how you know it's real. We've got more of these. We've got more of these special individuals. Now they're sporting Chinese kanji as their name. So we're just straight up forgetting that these people should have American or Western sounding names, even if they're attached to Asian lady faces. But let's find out what Nerian has to show us here. And then, of course, we have more more lovely Chinese ladies in the avatar that are very, very interested in what's going on here. Now, what was the context again? This is Assassin's Creed Shadows that they're talking about here. Suddenly experience an influx of bots defending it. So here we go. And of course, it's a bunch of Chinese people. That's very interesting. A bunch of Chinese ladies. I promise you, these are not Japanese ladies. So anyway, I think the apology was earnest and that the Japanese people have already extended their forgiveness. Shouldn't you be saying that as a Japanese person? But anyway, I'm convinced the apology was genuine and that the people of Japan have already forgiven. That's English. Then we have, it is my belief that the apology was sincere and the Japanese have already shown forgiveness. I believe the apology was authentic and that the Japanese people have already forgiven. I trust the apology was made earnest and that forgiveness has already been granted by the Japanese people. How about that? Our comment section here on Bounding into Comics begs to differ. And they didn't forget the kanji, and they didn't show up with a bunch of cute Japanese ladies in their avatars. There's a lot of legit angry Japanese gamers there. I see Star Fox avatars. I see you out there. You're legit. I know. You're there. I see you. But anyway, to me, the apology seemed authentic, and the Japanese community has already forgiven. I believe the sincerity of the apology was recognized, and the Japanese have already pardoned. That's something someone who speaks English says. I feel the apology was genuine and that the people of Japan have already moved on with forgiveness. In my opinion, the apology was heartfelt, and the Japanese population has already extended their forgiveness. Are you noticing a pattern? These ladies, and exclusively ladies, by the way, these ladies are convinced that that apology was authentic and that the Japanese people, that they are not a part of, merely making an observation outside of these very, harmonious, generous, kind Japanese people who offer so much forgiveness so quickly, of course. Yes. Mm. Are you keeping up? Are you keeping up? Because we've got more. It's a whole stream of, look at that. It just keeps going. Excitement, Ubisoft, Star Wars, excitement, Ubisoft, Star Wars, excitement, Ubisoft. It's almost like they paid somebody in China to do this. Now, can I ask you how infuriating it would be to have not only a Chinese company speaking on behalf of Japanese people, but creating false identities using Asian face types? Could have been generated, but I don't believe they're that creative. They just went off to Facebook and whatever Weibo had, and they just stole a bunch of ladies' pictures. Again, you got to go for like the lowest, the clearest path forward, right? The path of least resistance, and that's that's what happens all the time. So imagine you're a Japanese citizen. You got that apology. You didn't like it, but then a whole bunch of these just really pretty Asian ladies with all sorts of confusing kanji in their names just shows up and starts speaking nearly perfect English, explaining that you forgave them. And you're just, you're just moving on with your life. And that you thought, this Chinese company is saying that you thought that was authentic. I want you to think about that. Authentic. A Chinese company using bots, bought by Ubisoft. Okay, let's follow this all the way through. So Ubisoft goes to this Chinese bot farming company and says, help, we need to look cool to the Zoomers. Give us lots of comments, likes, and retweets. And they go, okay, we've got you. And they do that. I almost did the Asian accent, and that would have been bad, really bad. So you almost got me, but it's not happening today. Not today. But anyway, so they went out and they said, okay, we got this. And they started creating all this stuff. So again, like a firm in China just started chucking this stuff out, speaking on behalf of Japanese people through English-speaking bots that use Chinese and otherwise Asian face types ladies to comment about it. Like, it would have been more authentic if you guys just replied with a bunch of random game characters in the avatars. Like just a Mario avatar next to that weird gobbledygook kind of like name that doesn't make any sense there. That Kiana Brockmuller, whatever that was. That name with like Mario next to it or Wario. People wouldn't probably notice it so much as like having a studio level piece of photography done here. But it's just this. So Pirate Nation went and sat down with Master TDS's screenshots and kind of brought everything together here, and we saw what it looked like with a little bit of this. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this, okay? So we went over this one, but we've got a different crew of people that showed up to speak about this, and some of them got a little more wordy than the past ones. So what did they have to say? They said, wow, can't wait to explore that galaxy. That makes one of us. And then over here, it looks like I'll be joining the dark side in 2024. Well, maybe don't go declaring that right now. Kind of a bad time to go saying you're going to join the dark side. Don't know. Maybe wait after November. I don't know. Something just tells me people might be a little more receptive to that after November. I don't know. I just don't know. You still got all of Christmas to pretend to be a Sith. That'll go over great. Christmas, Star Wars. Goes together great. Wow, early access in 2024? Yeah, that's a bot. That's a long time to wait, but with massive entertainment behind it, Star Wars Outlaws sounds like it'll be worth it. Can't wait to blast my way through the galaxy. Rocket, squirt gun, blast. Wow. Wow, guys. They like their emojis. You notice that? This top one's got a rocket emoji. This one's got a squirt gun emoji. This one's got the rocket and the squirt gun emoji and a pow there, a little explosion. And the rocket emoji's back again. Then the rocket emoji's back again. You notice that some of these don't have the numbers after them. So I wonder if they've been able to buy accounts off of people. Or break into the old ones that aren't being used anymore and then completely remake them. So like what was Dark Saiyan Optimus Prime, someone buys that or hacks into that account that hasn't been used in 6 years, and then they rewrite it into what are we looking at here? Kiki Lex GK TNCU into that. And then you go, Well, that seems like somebody had a stroke on the keyboard. That's obviously a real name. There's no numbers there. They're getting smart. I'll give them that. That maybe we saw the evolution, like the live evolution of it, right? They sent all those out in Ubisoft. It was like, that's too obvious. That's too obvious. How much do we have to pay for the elite bots? And so they had to pay more for these guys. This is the elite. Sending in the elite here. Like we have. Oh boy, I'm gonna pronounce that name wrong. We have Bulut. I hope I said Bulut. I hope that's not it. I know that's not what they named a lady, but Hevanilhu. Okay, whatever. Then Lib91 Lil B9. That one's probably body. Then you got Helosia Valdez. Heliosia. Heloisia. I don't know. Do you have a Heloisia in your name? Do you have a Gobaioisia? You have Pedro Alexander Fonzo. Alexandria. Pedro Alexandria Fonzo. Maybe that's real. I know that I've met a guy that had a middle name with Andrea, so it was like Andrea, you know, it was like really like masculinized. So it wasn't like Andrea. Then you have Callista, but then there's you know the G key LNCU again, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about that with that random name, and then Pavotin for Juan. Bzz. They forgot the O, so Juan Bzz is a very pretty blonde lady. Some of her cleavage hanging out. Isn't that nice? Thanks, Juan. I appreciate that picture of that lady that's not you. Yeah. So this is a whole new class of things that I'm trying to train you guys in right now, okay? Are you picking up on it? Because we got a lot to go through. Look at all this, right? Notice the pattern. We've got Belgium 01, Jensona Winnick 1, and again, another lovely Taiwanese lady. Looks like we have a Latina lady for Kylie97. So now we're running into the bots assigning a number to their Twitter handle, which you don't have to do. I want to remind you that you can be Dark Saiyan Optimus Prime just in your Twitter handle. You need to change your at to your squiggle. Your at to. You don't have to change your at to that. You just change your handle, right? That's your nickname. So that's what they did here, is that they just started putting numbers into the nickname, into the handle itself, not the at. So what was the point? You've got Piggy Sedgemoran TM1. And you've got Raring RX Bertie 1. So I guess now you do have to deal with the numbers again. See, we're watching it evolve. We're watching the bots evolve. But again, you see the pattern, these strange things. See, Bonnie throws me with the picture of the cat. But if you catch Bonnie 5 with Raring XR Bertie 1, and you take a look at that name and you go, well, that doesn't line up with a Bonnie. That doesn't line up with a Bonnie 5. Wouldn't that, because that would be a joke on like the Johnny 5 Short Circuit movies. Remember those 2 movies that came out about that? The unfortunate sequel. And I just don't have enough time in my life to read this. So I assume it is a bot. I'm just going to move on with my life. Whatever that is. I don't need to read all that. Never in my life do I need to read all of that. Nope. And then we have Macro Art here pointing out that more Assassin's Creed covering going on here. So this is where they're spending their money trying to get the word out. I've talked about this before, okay? I've talked about this before. There's no way around ad blockers right now. There is no way around them. There's ad blockers that are built into your browser. Let's say you have the Brave browser. That's just coded in. But Google has like add-ons that are ad blockers that are native built into Chrome. They're not things that exist outside of it that then act upon it, okay? And so you can't get into the ads there, but then on the other end, over on YouTube land, you can pay to not have ads. You heard about that fiasco earlier this year where they started locking down the ad blocker on YouTube. Well, guess what? Ubisoft figured this out. Now they can't go around and put ads all over the place. Plastering YouTube with their stuff isn't going to work as well as it has in the past. So how do you get around that? Other companies like Disney have decided to just piss off everybody. And just by people talking about their stuff, an audience that's excited about pissing off certain other parts of the audience will show up to see what you've created. This is the gamble that they make, is that audience that's excited about one side being pissed off will show up in droves to support the thing that pisses that other side of the audience off. However, Ubisoft had the idea of, let's just bot it. Let's just fake it till we make it. Around 700,000 fake bots. I'm just making that number up, but who knows now, looking at these things. Around 700,000 bots speaking our praises should get about 500,000 people to give a damn about the game, right? We'll see. So we have the official Assassin's Creed UK account posting a world of wonder and mystery. Watch the world trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows here. And that was just back on the 13th here, back on Friday the 13th. Uh-oh. Of course, we've got a bunch of likes in here from bots. Check out all the numbers. Ta-da! Look at all the numbers. Got Lee Mitch. Very nice of Lee Mitch to show up here. Rarita. Raria. With a bunch of numbers. I like rolling my tongue today. I'm sorry. If that's not your thing, too bad. It's going to keep happening. I kind of forget that I do it now. But we have Fina Trainer here with the name Bridget5443427 Now, if I have read your social security number out by accident, doesn't matter. That was stolen anyway. So, and then we go on with more of these. As you can see, all of these accounts here are just showing off everything we've learned going forward about these bot accounts. We're just absent the Asian lady faces. Perhaps that was a little too obvious for Ubisoft UK, and they requested the legitest of fakes that were possible. And, oh, look, there's a crypto lover here. Isn't that nice? Oh, a couple of crypto lovers. Oh, isn't that nice? You know, the crypto lovers are down with AC Shadows. Just all about it. All about it. But that's what we have so far on that one. So we'll move on to this next one here, okay? Now we're over here with the crew. And we're seeing people reacting to the crew via the Wario64 account, okay? So Ubisoft using their bots once again. So we'll check this out. So we've got the Crew 2 and Motorfest will have offline modes in the future. Crew 2 is currently $1. Would you buy that for $1? Announced on the Crew Showcase. That's the YouTube channel. All right, now we know what the context is, and it says, buy now, gonna buy, big W, really excited for this, wanna buy now, Motorfest, mode started. Then you got buy when, buy now. If you want Ubisoft to make more of this, if you are an EU citizen, check this petition out. And what about the crew? What about the crew 1? That was just abandoned and dumped. The servers turned off, no offline mode. That one seems a little real. That one seems a little weird. I'm gonna say that Sabine Figaro going as Sabitha is legit. I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna guess that one's the legit one. Feels a little more legit. Could be wrong though. That could be that Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Or wait a minute, what was that one where you can't tell the bot's the bot? Is that it? The Bennington test? That's not right. Oh, well, you let me know in the comments. I'll get it right. I'm not a bot because I can't remember it. As I can't just access Google and pronounce that right. How about it? So there you go. That's how proof I'm not a bot, all right? I can't even say the sentence right. But, so again, we're looking at these bots. They come out and of course, they're supporting the release. They're saying a bunch of gobbledygook. And then you do get human interaction based out of that. So it works sometimes, it doesn't work other times, mostly to do with their latest releases, like you're dealing with Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows. You can kind of tell by the bot reception we were looking at earlier that didn't catch. that people just scroll through there and they're like, wow, these Asian ladies are all about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then they just left, you know? So they didn't participate. So that one didn't work. But in these older ones, where it comes to the crew, apparently there is a dedicated player base that wants to interact with information about this, even if it means swimming in a bunch of bots. So good on you guys. Hopefully you can make a clone of the game. Anyway, Ubisoft literally bots their own ish and calls people weirdos through it. You can't make this ish up. Quadruple yourself off your stock market average. Wow, look at all that. So we'll open this up in another tab so we can zoom in and take a looky-loo. Okay, it says, okay, now that all the weirdos are gone, we normal people can discuss. Can we normal people discuss how beautiful this game is? And then, of course, you've got good people in here like Flop Game. Looks like the same as the last couple of AC games. So many bots in the comments. Paying for bot comments to artificially hype the game is pathetic. So you can see people are interacting, calling out the bots. You guys noticing the pretty girl bots defending Ubisoft are all created a month apart. So, yep. And that's how they operate. They try not to do like these mass registrations with these accounts, because lo and behold, when you do that, when you go out there and do that, you get flagged, especially by YouTube censors now. You go out and make too many accounts in one day, they're going to talk to you. And again, why are you making so many channels at once? If you don't know, your one Google account, you can make multiple YouTube channels underneath that. And that's how a lot of these bots come to be, is that there's one mother account, and then it makes, I don't know how many you're maxed out at. I think it's 8. I think you're maxed out at 8 channels, sub channels underneath that account. You can have as many attached accounts as you can fit, I guess. You know, I've only seen it up to 5, but I assume you can attach other accounts you switch between, and those accounts have sub accounts that they're attached to. So again, the way to stop it is you got to go through and you got to IP ban these things when they show up. It's just so hard to tell sometimes, as I showed you a little earlier with some of those comments. Some of them felt legit because they were a little skeptical, but that could be part of the algorithm too that they're doing with these evolved bots. We watched them evolve, you know? So now we have DK Mario Link here. Again, one of those cool ancient internet names like Donkey Kong, Mario, Link, all rolled into one, DK Mario Link. And so it is here. And then we have some of the names highlighted here. And once again, we're just going to take a look at the evidence. Just going to get up on here and take a look at the evidence. Once again, pretty Asian lady having to say here. It feels like if you're pointing out every single historical detail, you get criticized for being an Ubisoft bot. If you're not pointing it out. When you did, when did you get a degree in history? Can you just enjoy this game without being a history nerd? Thanks, Steve. Nice of you to put that picture of an Asian lady in there. And of course, Lazy Man and Lazy Man 2451. I don't know. Maybe he's legit. I don't know. But he says the horse is walking like Michael Jackson on stage. Makes me think that's not a bot. I don't think that's a bot. We got Ashley Skinner here. Finally, a lady name matched up with a lady picture. And it says, not y'all turning into Japanese historians. Neat. We got Meredith Howerton. So there's good old Meredith. I don't know. That kind of looks like a Meredith. Yeah, kind of. Assassin's Creed Shadows, they could never make me hate you. I'm sure Meredith, whatever your name is. But we see the highlighted names here, so of course the original poster understood that this was not the actual, that, you know, Lazy Man was not a bot. We see that. But again, let me put your attention to what you're looking at. These pretty women that are like all up and about this video game. Now, I know your spidey senses are tingling, like you've seen them before. They're rare and out there, these pretty gamer girls that know what they're doing and actually take an interest in this stuff. I won't use the word unicorn because that's very silly these days, but they are a rare type to find a lady who is in Instagram form, who is in-depth interested in the games. Has nothing to do with ladies that are not in Instagram form, but when you find so many of these rare characters in one place, speaking in one direction about one thing, your spidey sense goes off. You don't belong here. You better get out of here. This is a trap. Senses go off. Those ancient relays in the brain that let you know there's a saber-toothed tiger that's got a bead on you in the tall grass. Those are the noises going off in your head when you see all of these gathered together doing this. As a man, you're just trained to look for traps. It's just what we do. Remember Fred and Scooby-Doo and his traps? It's just what men do. We build them and we look for them. It's just what we do. It's a thing. I don't know. It's got a lot to do with scratching your stomach in inappropriate places, scratching your butt in inappropriate times, that kind of, it's just one of those things, right? It goes hand in hand. But this is what it is. Your spidey sense gets tingled on this one. You know what's up. And so we'll top it off here with this last one here. So this comes from 4chan, so it's going to have some spicy wording to it, and they're noticing what's going on, and they collected a bunch of information regarding the botting going on with Ubisoft, and it's very tiny. So let me just zoom in here. So what's going to happen here is this had to do with EA, exactly, not Ubisoft. So Ubisoft isn't the only one paying for bots. There's a bunch of people, I guess, else than them paying for these. But you'll notice in here, there's error script invalid, terminate macro, error script invalid. So this is, oh boy, I'm going to get this wrong. I don't know which flag this is. That's not Iran. That's Pakistan? I don't know. You'll have to let me know. I'm an American. We don't get taught what other flags look like. We just get taught what they'll look like when it's our flag that's flying over their land. That's it. I believe this is a Chinese flag. It's meant to be a small representation. Got North Korea up here. You're doing a great service to the LGBT community from North Korea. I didn't know that good old Kim Jong-un was down with the cause. I didn't know he was spreading the message. I didn't know. He'd be the only one that would have access. And of course, you've got all these various other nations chiming in, but scattered through, you'll find error from United Kingdom less than a minute ago. You'll find these different syntax problems that are happening. Of course, they're all copy and pasting one another. Fight the haters, that kind of thing. And more errors going on here, syntax errors, valid text, all sorts of that. And then Jamaica just showing up. I don't know, there's just a lot of Jamaica players. Like, when I think Assassin's Creed, EA games, Star Wars Battlefronts, I think Jamaica. And this guy's posting about a JavaScript error. It's a runtime object. It's a huge problem in reply to these games. So, again, very pixelated. Thanks very much to 4chan for putting this together. Not going to question their image size. It's very kind of them to put it together to begin with. And if you want to know more, these posts are all available here. Just pause the video and take a look at the screen name that posted these and go hunt them down. They're more than happy to provide you with more information. There's a ton of this going on. It's not just restricted to Ubisoft, but they're the ones that are getting caught more red-handed than others at the moment because of how they're flooding the market around their releases this year. If you use it once or twice a year, make sure that you spread it like 5 months apart or better. Don't do like August and then hit it again in late October and November in order to make sure that your sales go through the roof with all the attention that's getting, right? Again, you think this is bad now. Assassin's Creed comes out way back in November, okay, forward rather. Comes out in November, ahead of time. Not now, but like later, before Christmas. This is before Halloween. So it comes out in November. You can bet that the bot infestation is going to go through the roof between now and then. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video, and good luck out there.